Good morning and welcome to the news at 7. I am David Wapasale. Our top stories this morning. Conscious drive to entrenching sustainable peace described as the bedrock for development. Oka residents praise Rotary International's medical mission ongoing at Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Teaching Hospital, Oka. Nigeria drops further in good governance ranking in Africa. On the foreign scene, German Chancellor Merkel says she will not seek re-election in 2021. We begin from Aguilera, where peace has been described as pivotal to both communal and national progress. This was the point of discussion when a delegation of United Nations Peace and Positive Living Awareness Center, PPOLAC, paid a courtesy visit to one of its members and traditional ruler of Umueri, Ben Emeka, at his palace. Daniel Ezekwe is here with reports.
On the aim of the visit, the PPOLAC International Coordinator, Right Reverend Dr. Ozioma Ozemena, said Igwe Emeka's efforts in entrenching communal peace that fosters development were worth applauding, making specific reference to the traditional rulers' outstanding roles in checkmating herdsmen excesses in the state. Bishop Ozemena also said the association plans to collaborate with the traditional ruler on his upcoming Ofala festival, where he will be presented with the United Nations flag and certificate of charter as an international peace advocate.
And God has given you this privilege and the help to do all these things. So we are saying to you that more is being expected, and we'll continue to partner with you in your programs as relates your kingdom and the state, and to let you know that we are solidly behind you.
Igwe Emeka, in his response, described peace as important for harmonious coexistence and affirmed that the presence of wars and antagonism in any society only set the course of development backwards. The royal father, who made short reference to his roles during the Aguilera-Umueri communal turbulence of the late 90s, noted that his fights for peace had been on long before he became the king and pledged to remain at the forefront of peace building.
Senseless killing. What is this senseless burning of churches, burning of houses? And we come to a realization that there is no sense in that. Then all of us agreed that there will be no more war in this our area.
Also in the PPOLAC, Ontala was the Director, News and Current Affairs of the Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, Mr. Gabe Obaleze, who is also a UN Ambassador for World Peace. The traditional ruler was also presented with stickers bearing messages of peace by the group as a parting souvenir. From Umueri, Anambra East Council area, Daniel Ezekwe reporting for ABS News.
Ongoing 2018 medical mission of Rotary International District 9142 has continued to elicit commendations from the residents of the state. Chibuzo Koefa, the details.
One of the beneficiaries of the exercise who had an eye surgery, Mrs. Janet Mbemena, thanked Rotary International for bringing succor and relief to majority of the Anambra and said that the surgery performed on her right eye was successful. She further called on the Anambra to bring their sick ones to the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital, Amakoka, to benefit from the exercise, as according to her, the Indian medical experts who are treating patients at the hospital are good in what they do. ABS equally observed that surgeries of different types are being carried out on patients at the hospital as parents and their loved ones queue peacefully in order to be attended to. The free medical exercise is still ongoing at the hospital. In Oka, it's been Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
As part of activities lined up to mark the 27th year anniversary of Orumba South Local Government Area, an inaugural lecture was held at the Federal College of Education Technical Omunze. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo was there and now reports.
Which was a moment of sober reflection for the people of the area on the journey so far, attracted political stakeholders, traditional rulers, captains of industry and religious leaders, among others. Delivering a lecture on Orumba South yesterday, today and tomorrow, the member representing Orumba North and South Federal Constituency at the National Assembly, Chief Ben Nwankwo, described the people of the area as benevolent, which according to him was evident in their ability to harbor and protect refugees during the war, and noted that the local government area is divinely blessed with talented people with different skills, natural endowments, including the Obuhu Cave and waterfalls. Chief Nwankwo, while tracing the political history of the area, observed that they have been backward in the state's polity and emphasized the need for them to forget their individual differences and collectively work on how to secure a bright future for the younger generations.
You have it. So today we have this place as a federal university of education technical. We will have more than enough strength. In fact, you will be forced. You'll be forced to be selecting only the best among the best. But it can only happen when we start acting together, when we start talking together, when we start planning together. We cannot be existing from different places and hope to get to the same destination. That's not possible.
In a speech, the Transition Committee chairman for the local government area, Mr. Raymond Onyegu, who noted that the event was aimed at rekindling the spirit of love and unity amongst the people, charged them to always strive to contribute their quota to the development of the council.
Our illustrious sons and daughters who have made their marks in different fields of endeavor. In the last 27 years, they have done so much within and outside the local south, but nobody has remembered that a prophet should also be honored even within his own community.
Earlier in his opening remarks, the chairman of the occasion, Chief Ben Oranose, tasked the people on peace, forgiving spirit, and unity of peoples for them to be able to realize the greater local government area of their dream.
We can get there. Almost as a town, I know we are working with even our honorable member here to see if we can upgrade this to university status.
In their separate speeches, the chairman of the planning committee of the event, Mr. Chukwudi Ugochukwu, and the traditional ruler of Naofeja, Igwe Clifford Okeke, described the event as remarkable and commended the transition committee chairman of the local government area, Mr. Onyegu, for the initiative. From Omunze, in Orumba South local government area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
Shuttle bus drivers in Oka have took to the streets to protest the alleged shooting of one of their members by policemen. The victim, Mr. Udoka Ezeme, was allegedly shot around a police checkpoint at Doro Garden Junction, Isuanyoch, along Unizik Junction, Mbapu Road. Correspondent Kenechukwu Former followed up on the story and filed a report, now taken from our studio.
The police is our friend, they say. But for Mr. Ezeme, whose life was almost cut short, allegedly by a police officer, while he was going about his legitimate business, the case is different. The incident was said to have taken place when the driver was accosted by some policemen at the junction while he was conveying passengers from Mbaku to Unizik Temp site. One of the policemen had allegedly shot the driver when he decided to park by the roadside to answer to their query. Immediately, the policemen were said to have jumped into their Hilux truck and zoomed off, leaving the young man in a pool of his own blood. The victim was subsequently taken to a nearby hospital where he was not attended to as the authorities demanded for a police report, a development that sparked off a protest by other drivers. ABS captured the bullet-pierced shuttle bus and the blood stains all over the seats and on the body of the victim. The driver, however, later received attention from medical personnel. Speaking after the treatment, the victim, Mr. Ezeme, denied having any altercation with the policemen that could have resulted to the shooting and thanked God that the passengers, especially a newborn baby behind his seat, were not touched by the bullets. He, however, appealed to government and the police command to thoroughly investigate the matter and bring the culprits to book to save commuters who are constantly harassed at the junction from undue extortion.
Anambra State, can the police say drivers on the road? Because whenever anything may be the police have a bammy bonata, when I had that or anything, when I had any issue, even 13 May, I was unconscious, can be in the hospital. None the passengers in the energy they complain 13 issue.
Some of the protesting shuttle drivers, including Mrs. Emeka Nwobi, David Okoye, and Onyedika Ugwoke, wondered why the police that is supposed to be protecting lives and property are now the ones extorting and shooting innocent citizens.
How can we be free when the police, acting as police, is made to secure life and property? Then the police is not the people that are killing the life and property.
We want government to appear, to come and help us. Without their existence, we are nothing.
Reacting to the incident through a text message, the police public relations officer in the state, Mr. Haruna Mohammed, confirmed the incident and disclosed that the policeman has been arrested and detained. He further said the state commissioner for police, Mr. Garba Umar, has ordered an investigation to ascertain circumstances surrounding the incident.
More stories after this timeout. Stay with us.
The Ministry of Youth Empowerment and Creative Economy and the Ministry of Basic Education cordially invite you to Anambra State Technical and Creativity Day, Anambra Talent Show Awards, exhibition of the major innovations in Anambra Technical Colleges, live performances. Chief host, His Excellency Chief Willie Obiano, Governor Anambra State. Hosts, Professor Kate Azuko Menoga, Honorable Commissioner for Basic Education, Honorable Bonaventure Nemali, JP, Honorable Commissioner for Youth Empowerment and Creative Economy. Date, 1st November 2018. Time, 10 a.m. Red carpet starts by 9 a.m. Venue, Event Center of Marble Arc Hotels, Oka. Be there.
Welcome back. We've gone now where Nigeria scored 47.9 in overall governance, ranking 33 out of 54 countries in Africa, the Mo Ibrahim Foundation says. The 2018 Ibrahim Index of African Governance, IIAG, was launched by the foundation during a live event yesterday, say that Nigeria increased in ranking from 35 in 2017 to 33 in 2018. The country's overall score dropped from 48.9 to 47.9. According to the report, this score is lower than the African average of 49.9 and also lower than the West African average of 54.3. The report stated that Nigeria received its highest category score in participation and human rights, scoring 53.2, and its lowest score in sustainable economic opportunities, scoring 43.5. It further showed that Nigeria received its highest subcategory score in participation, snagging 62.7, and its lowest in transparency and accountability, scoring 34.5. The 2018 Ibrahim Index of Africa Governance, IIAG, covers 10 years' worth of data from 2008 to 2017, inclusive for 54 countries. Germany's Chancellor Merkel has said she will step down as Chancellor in 2021 following recent election setbacks. She also says she will not seek re-election as leader of the center-right CDU party in December. She has held the post since 2000. The CDU was severely weakened in Sunday's poll in the state of Hesse, the latest in a series of setbacks. Both the CDU and its national coalition partners, the Social Democrats, were 10 percentage points down on the previous poll there. The election comes just weeks after parties like the left-leaning Greens and far-right anti-immigration AFD have grown in national support following the 2017 general election, as backing for the major center parties has waned. Angela Merkel did her best to maintain her famous poker face, but at times she looked rather sad as she announced what amounted to an official, albeit drawn-out, farewell to German politics. She has always insisted that if she is to lead Germany, she must also lead her party. The announcement is intended to silence critics in her party and win back the voters who have deserted the CDU in favor of parties like AFD and the Greens, but it also reflects her dwindling grip on power. On sports news now, Super Falcons head coach Thomas Dennerby has cut to 15 the number of home-based professionals in camp for the 11th Women African Cup of Nations final holding in Ghana. Ademola Olajire, Director of Communications, Nigeria Football Federation, in a statement yesterday in Abuja, said the team had been training at Ebe in Lagos. The news agency of Nigeria reports that Nigeria aims to retain her continental title and claim the trophy for the 9-time 11 championships. Among those retained in camp for the second phase campaign, which will commence immediately, are 4 goalkeepers: Tochukwu Oluehi, Chiamaka Nadedozie, Christy Oheriako, and Doinyechukwu Okeke. Others are Anam Imo, Rashidat Ajibade, Peace Efi, Glory Obonna, Chioma Mwongo, Alice Ogebe, Amarachi Okonkwo, Okoronkwo, and Chidemo Okeke. Also retained are Ugochi Emenayo, Sarah Nodim, and Neka Julius. It was a moment of expression of grief when the remains of late Mr. Umudo Ibweli were committed to the earth at his compound in Umudioka village, Oka, over the weekend. Late Mr. Ibweli, who was a staff of the transport unit of ABS, died at the age of 58. Queen Aniborgo was at the funeral service and fired in the report.
During the burial service, the priest in charge of Holy Ghost Ministry, Oka, Pastor Cyril Ohebunam, said death is a necessary end for all mortals. Pastor Ohebunam explained that no man has power over death except Jesus Christ, adding that anyone who is not born again is dead already.
The message is that Jesus said that time will come when those who will hear his voice, those that are dead and are buried, will rise up. Will rise up and come to judgment. So I summarize that every person should accept Jesus Christ as personal Lord and Savior. So without
Speaking earlier while the deceased was lying in state at ABS headquarters, Oka, the MD, CEO, Nze Uchenwora, described late Mr. Ibweli as a good man and thanked God for his grown-up children, advising them to follow in the footsteps of their father.
And for the rest of the staff, I want to encourage everybody. Emma, I mean, from a distance that I knew him, you know, he wasn't looking for anybody's trouble, always greet you, respect you. So I wish that we continue along that path. So I want to encourage everybody and I wish the family well. Thank you very much. Yes.
Also in a sermon, Reverend Basil Oji of the ABS noted that people are only remembered by what they did while alive, reiterating that a life without Jesus Christ is futile. In an interview, some of the deceased children, Mr. Chukwudi and Miss Ifeoma Ibweli, gave glowing tribute to their late father and thanked all that identify with them in their moment of mourning. In their remarks, the siblings to the deceased, Chief Chukwudi Obiora and Reverend Mrs. Victoria Isaac, admonished the children to make Jesus their ally in order to be victorious in life battles and thanked the ABS for their support to the family. The ABS family also paid a condolence visit to late Mr. Ibweli family, led by the Director of Finance, Mrs. Neka Obuong. Condolence visit from friends, relatives, and well-wishers featured in the ceremony. From Umudioka, Oka, Queen Aniborgo, ABS News.
Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging onto our website, www.absradiotv.com. Like us at www.facebook.com/absradiotelevision. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at absradiotv. Before we go, the main stories again. Conscious drive to entrenching sustainable peace has been described as the bedrock for development. Oka residents has praised Rotary International's medical mission ongoing at Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu Teaching Hospital, Oka. Nigeria has dropped further in good governance ranking in Africa. And on the foreign scene, German Chancellor Merkel has said she will not seek re-election in 2021. And that is the news. Thank you for joining us this morning. Good morning. Anambra continues right after now.